I had done the whole course and then I kind of printed all the things out. So I went back and printed all the PDFs and made myself a binder. And that way I was using that as I was starting to do research. Our timeline, they gave us probably 8-ish weeks, and it took 8 weeks. All of a sudden they would tell you, okay, you've got to pick your your hardware, right? Like now, and we're going to install it on this day. And it was, we need it in here by this X, or your like backsplash tile. We had said we wanted to get it because we wanted to shop for it, but we had to provide it. So it was like, okay, this is the amount you need. This is when it has to be here. And then we had to go.
Could you imagine if you didn't start designing until like right
Yeah.
before they started? Like you would have been a hot mess.
Yeah, we would have. And I mean, we had some stuff that had been already purchased, right? Like we needed to know the exact appliances we were using because they were custom building our cabinets into like with those appliances in mind, right? So we'd have those picked, purchased, like we had to have all the serial numbers, we had to have all the specs for those. So there were a lot of things we had to make sure were done in advance. And we never wanted to be the reason for the delay. We had worked with so many friends that all of their projects went so much longer than they expected them to be. And we feel like we had such a great experience. I thought it was really fun to watch also. I think probably some people would hate the noise, hate the dust, hate the everything, but I thought it was really fun to get to see it come to life.
So we had talked about, I know you had like an angle, and you can take me in the kitchen whenever you're ready and show me around, but I know there was one angle wall and I noticed that you did not straighten it out. So that must have been a structural support thing. Okay.
So we had an engineer come in and look at that. And because what we wanted to do,
I mean, it's kind of
yes,
its little zone. So I like
yes. Yeah, so we turned it into that, which before, right? Like that was a part of our peninsula. The peninsula
Yeah.
came out there. So that was really nice. The massive change was what you and I had talked about, which is if we go back this way, this door goes straight into our garage. And what
Oh, yeah.
before was entering into a laundry room
Yes.
and a big doored pantry. And so we were able to take this, fully open this up. This is like a magical difference. It's so much better. So they were able to take that. This now is our laundry room, and we eliminated some space in my office. We just shortened my office up a little bit and made a space for a bigger laundry room. And then this is an entire wall of pantry.
So
So
good.
instead of this big, deep closet of pantry, it's now this super organized, amazing row of pantry.
Yeah.
And then you can see here, I'll even walk you in here, the laundry room, what used to be one that was just big enough for a washer and dryer, and that was it. And now you can see that we have cabinets, and it's still not all the way organized, but we have cabinets, we have the stackable, and there's cabinets on the other side. So this is like really nice, big space for us to be able to do laundry, which is amazing.
Oh, I love it. I love
Yeah.
it. The cabinet, the storage behind you it looks
Huge.
so clean and modern. It's a beautiful wall of pantry.
And it's plenty space, like it's plenty deep for us to have like
Uh-huh.
things in it without being so deep. You know, those like the doored ones, if there's stuff in the back corner, you can't even see what's back there. Like a hamster that got loose and got lost back in the bottom of that thing. Like I'll tell you, lighting. So we used to have some can lights. It was dark in our kitchen. It was dreary in our kitchen. We now have under cabinet lighting, which you can see, but we have under cabinet lighting, we have the pendant lighting, and then we have really great, well-placed can lighting, and all of them are on different switches. So we can turn all of them on, some of them off and on. Again, magical, magical, magical. Yes, being able to think about all that in advance and like know what to, so by doing the course, I knew questions to ask because, and then there were still things that I didn't know what to ask, right? Like that they would ask me and I would go, oh, I don't know, we haven't thought about that. Let me think about it, right? But it was very good that we could think about as many things as possible in advance and know and plan and be ready for not only financially, but also just like already had made close to decisions to what we wanted. So it was just kind of like narrowing in the last pieces of it versus going, I have no idea what we want at all. It was good for me to have the breakdowns from you because I would have never expected that. And then I would have I don't know. I think that it would have been overwhelming because I think the cost would have been so much more than I expected. Whereas because I had already gone through the guidance and kind of looked at things and thought about what we wanted to spend and what we actually wanted in the house, I had a much better idea about how expensive it was going to be.
Did you use that budget calculator? Do you feel like that was pretty accurate for what you ended up spending?
Yeah, it really was. Yeah, it was really close. Because and I showed it to my husband too, right? Because I was like, okay, this is the breakdown. Like it's probably going to be this piece is probably going to be a lot. The hardest part was going through and deciding what we wanted to keep and what we wanted to pull to make sure we could maintain budget. Style wise, did a lot of Pinterest saves, right? I went through all of your ideas, especially you have a mixing metals spreadsheet, and went through that because deciding on the white and the black was a lot easier for me than choosing the metals and choosing like all the fixtures and how all of that would go together and how all the woods would go together. So that was a little bit more challenging for me. So I did go back to that PDF a couple of times because I was like, can I put this, like, is this gonna look weird if we do black, but then we also have the stainless, and then we also have like stainless, right? Like, is it gonna look weird? And it's kind of hard to know. And so it was nice to go back to that and go, okay, we're good. We're like, this will look fine.